Hey, I'm Kay, just a girl making ridiculously crazy builds in The Sims. Come check them out. Welcome to Bridgerton House. Now, this is a two-part series, and this is part 1. And of course, like everyone else making Bridgerton homes in The Sims, we've called them the BridgerSIMS. That's right, Francesca, Daphne, Anthony, Violet, Benedict, Colin, Eloise, and Gregory, and no Hyacinth because you can only have 8. Now we're going to swing over and check out the house in the New Crest lot and also go through the characters again. Now they are not in order because something went messy with it. Anywho, not in order: Lady Violet, Benedict, Lord Anthony, Colin, Daphne, Eloise, Francesca, and Gregory, and Hyacinth will have to wait until somebody dies. Or Lord Anthony moves out. That's probably a better option. Now we're going to jump into some stills of the actual home that was inspired for the build, which is, of course, the Ranger's house in Greenwich Park, London, which is actually an art museum because Bridgerton is not real. So as you can see, here are all of the Sims designs, the original back of the Ranger house and my version of it, and one side of the back here, and then my version of it. And then we're just going to go through some more stills of the exterior of the house before we jump into the aerial views breaking down each floor. Now we're going to jump into the overviews, starting with the roof, showing some added glass ceiling details that I've included. And then the second floor here. And then the first floor / main floor of the build. And then we're going to show the basement, which has a pool down there, which is of course not in the actual house, but it's The Sims and we can do what we want. So this is just some more stills showing the pool at night. And then we'll just do some shots of the floor plan here, which we'll go in better detail in a few moments. So just going through a few of those stills, and then we'll see the garden coming up. Nice garden work. And then of course the bees. Cannot forget to include the bees. So now we're going to take a look at a clip of the exterior here, and we're just going to show you where the doors are in this build. So off to the side here, there's a door that goes to the office. Up the stairs and on either side of the fountain are doors that go into the back stairwell area. And down here is access to the pool and servants area. So to get to this area, you do have to be inside the house already because I've built it on a very small lot, unfortunately, and I needed all the space it provided. So to be able to access the backyard, you do need to go through the house. Now, the Sims are all hanging out to the left there in the heat in their winter wear because they could not access the house due to a minor thing I had to fix. You'll see later on. So in this clip, I'm just showing the other side so you can see the door for the access to the office from the exterior. So technically the Ranger's plan, that access is a stairwell, but for my design, I've made it the office. Now we're going to jump over to the other side here where there's access to the pool down below in the basement, and then other stairs that access a door into the ballroom. Now the door into the ballroom cannot be accessed by the stairs because you can't put them on the curved wall. However, you can put a door there, so that's just crazy. Anyways, with the restraints of the lot size, I was not able to make that usable. However, you can get up to that space from the pool if need be, but you can't go into the ballroom. So just jumping into stills, that was Violet's room. We just saw the vestibule entry into the home, and then the main entry hall. Another view of it here coming from down the stairs. So tried to keep with the images I found online of the interior set for the Bridgerton house. This is the sort of main sitting room we always see them in. Lots of blue couches. And then we're going to get into, I've given them a library room because most of these homes have libraries. We do see a library in the show. Of course, it doesn't look like this, but this is what I've come up with for fun. And then we're going to get into the office, which I've just made a really small room because that's the space we had. to work with, because obviously the Bridgerton house was not designed based off of the Rangers house, so I tried to fit what I could within the Rangers design. So this is just a powder room with a toilet off to one side, sink on the other, and a smoking/billiard room. And then we're going to get into another sitting room that's just off of the ballroom. And then coming up, we will see the 2-story ballroom with the twinkle light trees and all the greenery and all that fun jazz. There's also a balcony you can see up in there. Now I'm just panning into that 2-story ballroom to show you the grand scale of it. So I've incorporated the trees with the twinkle lights on them. I've built a trellis style structure in the middle here that you can see. There's also a balcony on the 2nd floor that they can look down into the ballroom if they wish. Going to the back here with all the food tables with no food because I haven't set anything up yet. And now we're just going into the back stairwell. Now this is technically the servant's stairwell, so that's why it's not as fancy. It's off to the back and then the 2nd floor of it. Now I was showing this in great detail here because it's not usable by the homeowners. It's for the staff. So as you can see here, I'm just going to zoom into it a little more. I had to make platform stairs that you can see. It would not let me put the actual stairs there because of the ones above. For some reason, Sims 4 doesn't like the stairs like following underneath each other. Sometimes I can get it to work, sometimes it doesn't work. It's just the way it is. This time it didn't work, so I've used platforms to sort of show it. I haven't had anyone try and use them, but I don't think they can because they're not really set up like real stairs. So I haven't seen anyone attempt to use it. They keep using the main, or they go out the back and down to use the pool out the back. But that's fine because this is for the servant, so technically they shouldn't be using it anyways, right? Now we're going to take a look at some funny stills, like Lord Anthony identifying a minnow and recording it because that's his job, to record family things, and a still of all of my Sims were burning to death because they were stuck outside in their winter wear and unable to get inside and cool down. And I didn't know why, and it was because the front step didn't quite line up to the door, and they weren't able to get in. So I fixed that. Now everyone can get in, and this stopped happening, which you will see in a minute, which was continually happening every time I was filming, was Gregory was passing away. It was always Gregory. I kept trying to get him to go inside after I fixed the stairs, and he wouldn't, and eventually I got it to work, and everyone's fine. Not to worry, Gregory has not passed away. In a moment, you'll see Francesca here, super sad that her brother passed away. Again, don't worry, he's fine. I've made everything good. Because in The Sims, you can bring people back to life if you just don't save. So I went back in and made it work, and everyone's good. Now we're jumping over to the ballroom to watch Benedict do a funny little dance before we say goodbye. And don't forget to check out part 2, because that's where we're going to go over all of the floor plans in great detail. Thanks for watching.